Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Settlement Survival in, what would you call this, Darby Hill Monteshire? I think we might have done that. So, we are in a bit of a crisis mode at the moment. It doesn't look like it. Everything seems all nice and peaceful, but there is a crisis brewing beneath the surface. Namely, I am completely out of clothing, and we are finishing up autumn surprisingly quickly and heading into winter. This is going to be a bit of an issue. So we're trying really hard to build out a hunting cabin out here in the distance, way off yonder, and see if maybe we can capture some alpacas and send them back and maybe get wool in time. I'm a little concerned about that, and we're not going to be getting a merchant ship anytime soon either, so this could end up being very, very bad and deadly for me. Not sure yet. We're gonna find out one way or another, and if this is a restart kind of moment, well, then it's a restart moment, but I'm kind of hoping that it's not. Anyway, we are producing some things like clay, which is gradually going to start working on an apiary, so we'll be able to have some bees and therefore some wax being produced. That'll be nice for us. Could set down some additional farms, don't really see the point. Food is one thing we're doing surprisingly okay on. It's kind of, you know, everything else that we seem to be struggling with a little bit. We're making iron tools right now, yeah? Okay, so we are making the right kinds of tools, that's good. And then as far as workers, we've only got 3 additional laborers currently available. All right. How much progress we made over here? Oh, gosh, it's 85% of the way complete. You kidding me? Well, that's not even true. It's 76% of the way done being constructed. What's this 86% supposed to represent? Are you telling me that all these resources only represent 10% of the labor? I don't believe it for a second. Just saying, I don't believe it. All right, please tell me this person's going to be able to finish this before they have to go home for a lunch break. Come on. Oh, gosh! Okay. No, it's fine. We don't want them to freeze to death. It's just if they don't get clothes going, they're gonna freeze to death. Case in point, this person's actively freezing to death. We have 26 people without clothes during winter? Oh, we are in trouble. Clearly should have prioritized this a little bit sooner. All right, well, we are learning some lessons, I hope. Good news is we should have enough fuel at least to keep all the houses warm, so as long as people don't have to venture too far, they'll end up being okay. I just need a builder to get over here and finish this and capture an alpaca. The alpacas are right there. They're so warm. Just treat them like a tauntaun, all right? Get up there with your little lightsaber and go ahead and cut them open. This person made 1% progress before giving up. Oh my god, this is the kind of thing we are stuck with. So there's definitely an element of luck as far as what animals are nearby. If I had to restart this, I would probably examine the map and say, hey look, these are the kinds of animals I might want, and go over there. Where on earth are you guys going? They're hunters going for geese? Is that what they're doing? Oh, good lord, you guys are going far away? Although this person is slowly dying? Also, this person made 1% more progress? Good lord. This is where I wish I could just assume direct control or something. I don't know. Literally anything. Anything to give me a chance. A chance at all. Gosh dang it. I mean, we did get 52 leather in the last year, which translates into something like about 25 clothes. Definitely not enough to sustain my current population of almost 50. I'm just predicting right here that we're going to have some deaths. All right, I'm just predicting it. They're going to be deaths. Hey, the hunting cabin. All right, I need to assign everybody I can over here, and the alpacas are literally as close as I can really hope for them to get. So now is the time to go and capture a baby and bring it back. Also, let's note that because they have this special icon, I think there's guaranteed to always be like babies you can capture over here. So yeah, there's a good chance they'll be able to do something. Oh, come on, what was this person doing? The fact that we don't have clothes is so bad. So bad. No one's dead yet, though, amazingly. And also, it looks like it's starting to warm up just a smidge. I mean, fun fact, you can actually watch some of the snow kind of just fall off of the roof over here. That's kind of a cool little touch. Ooh, the rain's coming in. Is that going to help this stuff fall a little bit faster? Choose an administrator. Oh, this is new. Okay, hang on. Abigail for farm yield or Jade to reduce stress. Well, I'm pretty sure that I would be stressed right now having to survive winter without any clothes, so this could be kind of good. Used row B. Really? There's a typo? Really? Okay. An opera actor. Opera, huh? Figaro. Fine. Farm yields seem more useful, but I'm going to go for the stress, since I do think that we're going to be having some stress issues fairly soon. If it's warm at all, can people please go and hunt? Just capture a dang alpaca. Look, we've got the pasture sitting right here. I just need you to kidnap a baby alpaca. That's all I need you to do. All I need you to do. By the way, we have nobody currently working over here because I assigned every single one of my laborers to work in the hunter's hut. But I don't regret that decision. I still think that's worth it. We are surprisingly most of the way through winter at this point, and we're still sort of okay. Lacking a bit in medicine. The hunter found an alpaca! This is what we were looking for. All right, assign alpacas. Go. Dear God in heaven, go. Get some alpaca meat, some wool, and some dried animal dung. I'll take every little bit of it. That'll be fine. What do we want as far as some additional developments? Well, great question. Soap would be a thing we can do once we start getting some fat blubber or beeswax. How do you even get blubber in this game? No idea. Education, I wouldn't mind getting some reed farms and start getting paper, but I guess we can hold off on that for a moment. I mean, it's not like I have the extra workers available to start working on new production chains, am I right? So that's probably not the best idea. Small trading post for caravans. We could try to get more consistent trade if we were to set one of these up. I'm going to go ahead and activate it just in case. There's also a large one. Same function as the small, but with more space, more storage, more traders, and also carries more money. Could be useful, but take a look at this. It requires something called a building kit, as well as rope and stuff. Yeah, we don't have any of that. I don't even have rope. I can't even do this. Wait a minute. This is just, oh gosh, dang it. All right. How dosteth wanteth get rope? Rope can be made from a knitting workshop. All right. Where dost I find a knitting workshop is the new question. Upgrades and toilets, blah, blah, blah. We're probably gonna want to get like some feed and stuff, right? Process corn and beans into fodder. That could be useful. We'll go ahead and activate that. Eco pastures. Same function as a pasture. Use fodder to accelerate animal maturity and increase output. Well, that sounds pretty darn helpful. What about processing? Mill, weaving, knitting. Aha! Okay, this would get me ropes. We'll go ahead and pick that up too. And then baskets, you know, wouldn't be a bad idea. If we were to get a knitting workshop and start farming reeds and make baskets, we can increase carrying capacity, which should be a pretty significant improvement. Should be. I just spent several minutes looking at tech. Gosh, this game really does have so stinking much to do. And I'm not even kidding. So very much. March has arrived. Well, that's good. We're doing okay on water at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and decrease this and assign somebody over here. The building is closed. Oh, right. We should go ahead and turn that on. There we go. Abraham, go and tend to alpacas. Max capacity is 11, and then we're going to start slaughtering them. That's completely okay. So where's the alpaca that I was promised? I was told that we found an alpaca. Where's my alpaca? I don't know. It's currently set to 0. Maybe the hunter has to, like, bring it back or something. I'm not too sure. 21 clothes remaining. You know, that's actually less than it was, and without people dying, it makes me think that we were able to produce a few clothes during the winter, so maybe we have survived this a little bit. We are producing a tiny bit of extra leather. Yeah, all I care about is capturing alpacas. After that, I'm getting rid of this hunting cabin because it is so far away, and people have to travel so very far that it is resulting in some serious, serious problems. We can improve that a little bit if we were to build out a dirt road. Like a good, long dirt road like this, for example. If we find ourselves with nothing to do, sure, that's a thing we can do. It means that people will travel faster, which means more time in the hunting cabin, so we get a tiny bit more value out of it, at least until I can hunt down the alpacas. Speaking of which, where did they go? Well, it looks like we lost the little animal symbol over here, so I guess you can only use that once. Well, that's unfortunate, because I was hoping to get enough alpacas to start breeding them. So now we have to keep people working over there long enough until we can actually, you know, breed alpacas. Okay, well, I mean, it is what it is at this point. We just need people to grow up. I need people to mature and grow up and start working new jobs. Some people are starving and thirsty. Oh, they'll be fine. Shush, don't even worry about it. Give it a few more seasons and we'll have some immigrants. What is this, by the way? It appears that we're going to have a very profitable autumn coming up in about a year and a half. An extra 30% yield from farms. Fascinating. It's interesting that we can actually predict that. The Farmer's Almanac is like really on top of it these days, aren't they? Yeah, they seem to be. So let's see. As far as tools, we did set 50 as my current capacity here. So I'm going to temporarily reduce the personnel working in the blacksmith and let people go work literally anywhere else. I don't think we need more people working the pasture for now. I don't know where the other person went working. I'm kind of debating on pulling back on the logging camp. But I also, at the same time, feel like we're a little bit low on some resources. Nah, timber's actually looking okay. We can pull back at least on one of these loggers for the moment. This chopping house should be producing plenty of fuel, but we already turned that off because we have, instead, the water sawmill, which is actually not doing anything at the moment. We are pretty low on fuel. By the time that we get into the next autumn, we should go ahead and turn this thing back on and start getting some proper fuel, or else we're going to have some issues. The road, by the way, is mostly complete, so people are moving a lot faster to get over here. That is great. We apparently are killing some buffalo now. They're worth a fair bit of leather, so all of a sudden we're able to produce a fair bit more. That's nice. And unsurprising, really, when you think about it. Heck, I'd love to farm some bison, but consistent wool? Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of hard to beat. It's really hard to beat at this point. Let's see, we have one laborer. We could go and assign them to the apiary. It's a thing we could do. Is that worth it right now? Probably not. In fact, if anything, I'm kind of tempted to say we should go ahead and start making more at the tailor's workshop, but nah, we've only got 24 leather over here, too. You know what I'm going to do? In the interest of time, because I do want to make sure that we continue covering plenty of ground in each video, and so far not a lot has happened, I'm going to go ahead and employ jump cuts. I know some people are a little bit iffy on those. I get it. I understand. But I also am a firm believer that every video ought to be worth watching and be entertaining in some way. So you'll forgive me, but we're going to do a quick little jump. Okay, we finally have a merchant ship arriving. Oh gosh, this is taking way too long. All right, so hoping they are going to have some wool and some herbs and other stuff we know that we are going to need. Let's see. I want to talk to you. Can you please dock a little bit sooner? There we go. All right, what do you got? Clay, gold sands, glass, fuel, cherry, and bacon. I'm not gonna lie, that is not even a little bit what I wanted. Okay, well, in that case, we could go ahead and buy out at least some domestic fuel. I don't need a lot, but at least some, because right now we are kind of towing the line just barely in the middle of winter, so it's probably not worth that. Everything else here seems kind of unnecessary. This is just not at all what I wanted to see. All right, go ahead and buy out some extra fuel. We'll go ahead and deliver some silver and go ahead and pick that up. That'll at least help us get us through the winter for now. We do have some more immigrants going to arrive very soon, and to that extent, we are going to need some additional housing, unfortunately. Okay, well, we could go ahead and place down at least a couple of these. I don't really have any workers available, but we will once this is done. Oh, wait, no, never mind. We have builders assigned. I forgot about that. We actually could be de-assigning some of these builders if I'm finding myself having trouble with laborers. That would actually make a lot of sense. The good news is we're finally getting caught up on a lot of stuff. The bad news is now I'm not producing anything like tools and so on and so forth. We need more population just to sustain the production chains that I've already set up. And we still haven't captured a second alpaca. Gosh dang it. So, yeah, and with no herbs, people are starting to get sick, so you can see that my health is rapidly starting to fall off the cliff. So, yeah, we're struggling right now, definitely. I don't know if we just expanded too fast or what. I don't feel like we did. I feel like we just haven't been able to quite get the help that I needed, you know, with things like the clothing. If I could shut this down and have people work on more important things like gathering herbs, well, this really wouldn't be that bad now, would it? But alas and alack, for right now anyway, we are not quite there. So immigrants are going to be arriving any moment now, and the extra population should be pretty significant. The stress at least means that we are still having a fair number of babies, so my population is going up still. We have the food and the water to support it, I just can't do anything else, and we have got to find a way to harvest some herbs. We really, really do. Oh, there they... Oh, wait, no. Where are my Are the immigrants still arriving somewhere? Is this like Banished, where they come off of an edge of the map and they have to walk all the way over here? It could very well be. Notice, by the way, how fast we went through all of that fuel. Yeah, that did not get very far now, did it? No, it most certainly did not. We have another development point. What do we want? Great question. We could go for... I did get mining in case I want to start getting some coal that way, which would solve a lot of my fuel issues. Stone pit could be nice, but we don't need it yet. Reeds? This is something I know I'm going to need in order to start making ropes and stuff. We'll go ahead and get that. We're just kind of unlocking things I know I'm going to need once we have the population to justify it. Where the heck are the immigrants that were promised? Are we just not getting any? We're also treating a plague because I just got an achievement. We're treating a plague? Oh, please, no. I really cannot handle that right now. Gosh dang it. Says there were 0 births last season. I guess I sort of believe that. So, yeah, we had the immigrant event come and go, and 0 signs of immigrants. I was really counting on that. I don't know if maybe it's because we didn't have enough housing space. Could that be it? More people want houses. Apparently we have enough young men available to start breeding some more. I wonder if maybe that's how it works. If we didn't have enough housing, we wouldn't be able to take on any more. Oh boy. That's a sobering thought and a half. I really hope not. Nope. I just watched a whole bunch of people walk over here. Okay, hang on. There's a bunch of immigrants that just walked over in this direction. Immigrants have arrived. Thank you, 11. Wow, that's a lot. All right, good enough. I accept all of you. And it looks like almost all of you were adults. Thank God. All right, let's go ahead and assign someone to work in the blacksmith. We will assign people to start working on the research institute again. Don't need the distillery still. Can assign another person to work in the farm since we're going to have food issues. Let's assign someone else to the big well for water. Most of this is looking okay, except for perhaps working in the gathering station to get extra herbs. The rest I think I hold on to for some emergency jobs, like gathering plants. Not that there are a lot to go around, but if we can find any additional herbs, we can start improving our health. And we're going to need to start doing that. So yeah, the rest we just keep on hand to start getting some basic resources. Because I think that's kind of my only other option. And then, yeah, we now need a lot more housing. We can go ahead and fix that. Let's go ahead and place a bunch. Oh, good. We finally got a second alpaca. Okay, so this might mean that over time this starts becoming a bit more sustainable. And the good news is we've actually hunted so many alpacas, I had enough in reserve to start making some clothes. So we're starting to catch up on this. I'm trying to build up a mine pit next, because we're definitely consistently having lots of fuel issues, and it's wasting tons of timber. It just doesn't make sense to waste all this. So if we can get some of my excess population to start mining some coal, that has to be a good option. Also trying to grow out some pecan trees, which will produce not only food, but also timber whenever the trees do need to get chopped down, so that's not so bad. I am watching my water and thinking that this could become a problem pretty quickly, though. So we may need to build out another well very soon. I'm also going to finish out this research institute that we placed down a while ago, and my hope is that we can start getting development points a lot faster, including such things as clean water, so we can have a lot more water being produced by the river, rather than have to work quite as much manually to get it all up. But for that, we're also going to need things like sand. So, I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff we need to do, apparently. There we go. Research Institute is done. We're now producing an extra 30 science, or whatever this is going to be. I don't really know how much 30 science is in the grand scheme of things, because it doesn't give me an exact number to know how much of a percentage improvement this actually could be, but there you go. I mean, the school produces 20, so one person here is producing a fair bit more in the Research Institute. I'll go ahead and say that that's got to be pretty good for me. Come on, mine. We got to finish this up. There we go. We now have a mine. Oh, wow. A lot of people start working over here. That might be a little bit excessive. Let's just start with 3 and kind of see how we feel. I am going to demolish the hunting cabin over here. Now that we have 2 alpacas, hopefully that means they're going to breed and we're going to be okay. I still think we need to have another hunting cabin, but at least maybe we can locate it over here closer to the river so that people don't have to travel nearly as far just to get to their job, and then they can find the nearest animals and go ahead and skin them alive. I mean, well, no, we'll kill them first, but you get the point. I am now starting to watch my happiness plummet, even though we're starting to get our health and stuff back on track. I think that might be because we ran out of liquor. We can go ahead and assign somebody back to the distillery and just whatever agave we have found, turn it into some spirits, but I don't imagine it's going to last me that long. How do you get enough happiness? That's a great question. Let's see. The church certainly will help with that. There are probably other services that might do the job. No, I mean, it's mostly things at the churches. How do we get more happiness? I assume just by consistently meeting people's needs, they'll be feeling a fair bit happier. Could, of course, start getting things like reeds and baskets, maybe start making some pottery and cutlery. Maybe that counts as a luxury good or something similar? Not sure. If we don't figure this out and get ahead of it, then this is going to become a pretty big problem, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so death reduces happiness, which makes a lot of sense. The church works, alcohol works. Premium food, candies, some buildings. Well, we don't really have premium food and candy. We don't have theaters. So alcohol is kind of the only way to make people want to live their lives. Well, that sounds familiar. Looks like we are starting to have some people start dying, either from childbirth or something else, and the fact that we do not have a cemetery is now working against me for my happiness, which, you know, that does make a lot of sense. So, we're gonna go ahead and make sure we start building out the cemetery. We're a little bit overdue on that anyway, I do believe, so sure, that would make sense. It does look like you need quite a few people to work in the mine pit in order to get much advantage in terms of fuel. I assume that counts over here. It does. Okay, so I'm a little bit concerned about some of this domestic fuel and whether we're wasting a lot of trees, but I suppose trees are renewable and fairly easy to work with. We have built out the reservoir, which means we are now starting to get some additional water, which will be making up for the fact that we have a large population. Might need more people working over here. Running out of water would obviously be pretty terrible. Game saving, there we go. Let's go ahead and assign a second person over here for right now. I'm just watching this steadily go down, and I'm feeling a little bit concerned. I think understandably so. And yeah, herbs are like always an issue. I'm starting to think that gathering huts are extremely valuable. That seems to be the case. You want to get plenty of gathering huts so that people gather lots. The problem is, the radius of these gathering stations aren't really that great. So unless you really turn this into an ancient forest, which is kind of what we did over here, and good lord, there are a lot of trees to work with, you don't get a ton of value out of these gathering stations. So yeah, I don't know. We may have to go ahead and play Banished style and go ahead and start making sure we plant down plenty of ancient trees and see what we can get out of this. But it was only 39 herbs last year. No, this year so far. Yeah, 60 last year. That's not enough. We go through like 100-something per year, I think. Ay. Also, we were looking pretty good on clothing, but the second we start running out of materials, guess what? It all goes to crud. It all goes to crud again. Ah, gosh dang it, there's so much we need to manage here. Okay, we have another merchant ship arriving. What do you got this time? Cotton? If I had a way to process this, that would be pretty good. Idle chickens. You have only one of them. Well, one chicken that costs an infinite amount of money isn't going to do me much good. Mushroom, squash, candy, wine, blah, blah, blah. Wine would be nice, but, like, is that really worth spending my silver on? Probably not. Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, I think we probably go ahead and say no. I mean, if you had, like, some actual cloth or leather or anything, you know, proper wool instead of cotton, yeah, I would buy a load of that. I'd go ahead and spend almost every bit of my silver buying that, but nope, we're not getting lucky. Okay, well, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I've also set up a little reed farm over here. So now we're gonna start farming up our own reeds, which actually should be kind of nice for the fish, you'd think. I mean, thematically speaking, they can just kind of like float around in the reeds and have fun over there. But yeah, by producing some reeds, we'll be able to start making some baskets and or some rope if I were to then set up a knitting workshop over here. Okay. So this is what we would need over here, huh? Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, we should just go ahead and start working on this, I suppose. But we're starting to run low on people again. I do at least have some immigrants on the way. We could also go ahead and build out several more houses and probably get some more people having babies. But most of these women are starting to get out of pregnancy range anyway. And also, do we really want to have more children? Like, so many of my kids are in school, but not a lot of them are growing up very fast. It's interesting. Like, I wonder, in this game, do people actually need to live, like, a certain number of years, like a proper, like, 16 years before they'll be useful? Because most games, right, that are kind of in the Banished style, including Banished itself, by the way, will take some shortcuts, and after, like, 3 or 4 years, all of a sudden, guess what? They're totally of a marriageable age. But now, I don't know, maybe not. 11 more immigrants want to join. All right, sure thing. That gives me 13 more workers to work with. We're building out some homes. Not sure that the boarding house is going to be sufficient. Looks like we have a couple of sick people as well. We're definitely not gaining our development points fast enough for my taste. I'm a little bit worried about that. So we may want to start getting some more research as another priority. What about heating? What does this do? Smelting boiler room. Heats buildings within range. It takes steel, though. We don't have access to any of that. Policing station. We haven't had any issues with crime so far. Fermenting? No, not good unless we actually have any grapes. I'm wondering about soap, because increasing health would actually be kind of helpful, and we do have beeswax. So this is something I could justify, I think. Anything else makes sense? I mean, I guess pottery, if we want to get cutlery. That would count as a luxury resource. That would make people happier. Happiness and health between soap and cutlery. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Alternatively, exploration, open mines. Ooh, kind of fun. What about laid stone? Masonry, laid stones make better roads. Fishing nets, no. Groves, no. Eco pastures, don't need right now. And there's always compost and stuff for some fertilizer. Yikes, dude. A butcher wouldn't be a bad idea. This is how we would get fat. Okay. Fair enough. So if we get some fat, we can make soap that way later too. Not to mention, I think we would probably just get better meat in general. So our meat would get processed into more usable pieces for food, plus we'd get a byproduct. Leatherware, leather shoes, and fine handbags. I am pretty sure that everybody right now doesn't have any shoes of any kind. But here's the thing, I need every bit of leather I can get, so that's going to be an absolute no. So meat processing, soap, and also... not pottery. There was another thing we were talking about doing, but yeah, there's at least a couple things here that'd be very valuable to me. Let's start with the soap and get the health up. Bathhouse also comes out of this and keeps people nice and clean. That could be useful. Yeah, all right. And we've got 13 temporary workers. This is my opportunity to start scavenging as much off of the ground as possible. Manual jobs actually get you a pretty decent way there. We don't have to build any more gathering stations. I can literally just manually tell people to gather up all the plants nearby, and that does seem to make a pretty big difference. Okay, now we also have a pottery workshop ready to go. What does it take to make things like cutlery? Well, we need furnace burden, apparently. Okay, that's a technology I haven't unlocked yet. If we had things like silver ore, we'd be able to make some silver cutlery. Okay. Combine clay and sand, you get porcelain, tradable goods and stuff. Now, we haven't even set up a grocer yet where I could start selling off some excess resources in exchange for silver, which would be helpful when the next merchant ship comes around, but right now we have enough silver to go around, and, I mean, these guys haven't been bringing me anything yet, so I don't feel the need to make a lot of tradable goods, though I guess we could. It looks like furnace burdens are something we're going to have to worry about. For now, let's go ahead and turn this off, because obviously we can't do anything here yet, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but gives us an idea what we need to work toward. New livestock acquired. What do we get? We found a turkey. Oh, okay. It's getting dark and there is no light. Huh? Wait, since when have I had to worry about day and night? Whoa, okay, first off, this looks pretty cool. I mean, I like the lights and everything, but I did not realize this was going to be a thing. Okay. Well, apparently 9 years into this new land, the sun actually set. We can change day and night in the settings. Does it make any practical difference from a gameplay perspective? Because if not, this looks pretty awesome, and I'll just leave it as it is. But if it turns out people start getting really angry at me because they don't have any lighting, well, then I suppose we actually might have to do something about that. Well, here comes another merchant ship. Anything better this time? Bandages, herbs. Okay, we could at least buy some herbs, and that certainly would solve some medicinal problems for a bit. So that's a thing. Do we want to go ahead and just buy, like, let's say 300 of this? That might be a little bit excessive, but it would definitely save me a lot of trouble in the future, and I've been pretty low on medicine for a while. I don't think we need ointment or bandages. Wine and liquor is too expensive. Even though right now what I'm really losing is a lot of happiness, which is reducing my work efficiency as well as reducing my birth rate. Now, the birth rate I'm fine with right now. The loss of work efficiency is unfortunate, but I'm not willing to spend as much money as it would take to make these guys happy. So we'll go ahead and make this transaction for now, buy a bunch of herbs. At the very least, this solves the problem for a little while. But, yeah, I feel like the only way we consistently can get enough happiness is if the distillery can work full-time. And the only way that works is if I am manually finding all of the agave out here on the map. And it's a little bit hard to spot, but I think that's some right over there, for example. Is this the kind of micromanagement I want to do? No. What I'd really rather do is find some potato seeds or some agave seeds so I can start growing it on my own. Then we'd be able to solve all my happiness issues and just keep making lots of vodka and or tequila. Until that happens, though, that's going to be a little bit difficult. The good news is we've overcome our immediate issues. We have plenty of alpacas. We even recently slaughtered one. It looks like we're producing somewhere on the order of like 150 alpaca wool per year, which translates into a pretty good number of clothing, like 75 or something like that. So yeah, that's good. It's not enough, but at least it's something, and then the rest of the hunting takes me the rest of the way. So we've overcome the clothing hurdle at least enough to tread water. We're great on food, fine on water, we're buying meds, construction materials are fine. What I really need then is just to continue harvesting tequila to keep my happiness happy, are up there, and then get some research going for real. 2 research institutes is not enough to get enough development points to really make a big difference. But we'll come back to the rest of that in the next video. So thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.